Hello Imogen, hello Josh, and hello to any other children who might be watching today. I've got a treat for you in store, a book I've had on my shelf for a while, but I've forgotten all about it, and it's about a boy called Max. It's called Max Meets a Monster. There we are, can you see Max? And I'll show you the pictures as we go. Max jumped around his room. He couldn't keep still. He was so excited. Today, he and old Ted were going to his grandpa's house for his first ever sleepover. You've been to our house for a sleepover, Josh, haven't you? Grandpa cooked a special dinner for Max. It had all his favourite foods. He was even allowed 3 scoops of chocolate ice cream for dessert. It's a nice picture, isn't it? There's his grandpa. After dinner, Grandpa and Max played with lots of very old, small toy cars. They had belonged to Max's father when he was a little boy. Well, actually, we've got lots of old cars, haven't we? But they belong to Uncle Daniel. There they are, playing with the old cars. They're still quite old, our cars. When it was time for bed, Max put his torch next to his pillow, snuggled up to old Ted, and drifted off to sleep. Max woke with a start. A snorting, snuffling sound echoed round his room. Max lay very still, his eyes wide open with fright. Went the noise. What could make such a horrible sound? Was it something under the bed? Look, there's Max. Oh my goodness. Could it be a monster making all that noise? Max grabbed his torch and leaned over the side of his bed and quickly turned on his torch. No monster there, only a pair of Grandpa's old boots. There we are, there's the old boots. The noise grew louder. Max's heart thumped harder. Ka-thump, ka-thump, ka-thump. The spluttering and snorting sound was coming from outside the room. Max picked up his torch and old Ted. Max knew old Ted might get scared if he was left behind. And together they tiptoed out of the room in search of the monster. Max shone his torch around the walls. No monster there. He hugged old Ted very tightly. Poor Ted was feeling very scared. Smrrrr. The noise got louder. It sounded like it was coming from the bathroom. There he is, cuddling Ted, old Ted. Could a monster be in the bathroom? Max slowly slid open the bathroom door. He quickly turned on the light. The bathroom was empty. No monster there. There he is, in the bathroom. Smrrrr! The grunting grew louder. It was very close. Max crawled along the floor, dragging old Ted behind him. The torch wobbled in his hand, making scary shadows on the walls. Slithering like a snake, Max and old Ted slid into the living room. The noise was getting louder and louder. Stumpety, stumpety, stumpety went Max's heart. The monster was here. Awful snorting sounds were coming from the big brown couch. Max was getting closer and closer to the monster. Carefully and quietly, he climbed to the top of the couch. Shaking with fear, he shone his torch. Max could see the monster's mouth opening and closing. Look, there he is, shining his torch. What do you think it is? Suddenly, the torch slipped out of Max's hand. It hit the monster on the head with a loud thud. Ah! Bellowed the monster. Ah! Screamed Max as he fell off the top of the couch, landing right on top of the monster. There they all are, on the couch. What a mess. Ugh, groaned the monster. Grandpa, said Max. Is that you, Max? Said Grandpa. I thought you were a monster, said Max. A monster with a bump on his head, said Grandpa, rubbing his head. Look, there he is. Poor Grandpa. Max laughed and gave his grandpa a big, monstrous hug. There they are. And it wasn't a monster at all, was it? It was Grandpa snoring. So there you are. If you hear funny noises in the night, there's always an explanation. And it might even be Grandpa snoring. Bye for now.